Morse, August, Bacon, Bone, Steel, Cray, and Quadros, in a school district in Norton, Massachusetts, 1,000 parents were invited to a drug and alcohol seminar, but only 2 showed up, and the turnout at some parent-teacher conferences can be just as paltry. In alignment with a study in the USA Today, I've created a graph to show the very poor graduation rates of students in some of the nation's largest school districts. If you notice, most of the graduation rates are below 50%. Is parental involvement related to children's educational success? Yes. Parental involvement in children's education increases the success rate of children's academic performance. We will find that parental involvement starts with teacher-parent communication. Second, we will find that parental involvement increases emotional, behavioral, and testing outcomes. Before any of this, we are first going to take a moment to define what healthy parental involvement is. What is healthy parental involvement? Well, this section here defines healthy forms of parental involvement. The first is monitoring children's school activities. This means the parent is actually looking at the child's homework with them. Second one is creating guidelines. Parents must set down rules for the children to follow when it comes to their schoolwork. Third is conversating with their children about schoolwork and school issues. Parents need to have open communication with their children so the children feel that their parents have an interest in what they're studying at school. Fourth is volunteering in the classroom. Yes, I know that most parents nowadays have a very busy schedule, but parents need to try and volunteer in the classroom at least once a year. Fifth is participating with teachers. Parents need to make it a priority to always attend teacher-parent conferences. Sixth is engaging in their children's homework. This means that the parents are actively helping their children with their homework, not doing their homework for them. And last is reading to their children. Try one of these recommendations one at a time and see what works best for you. Parents often have a misconception of what their parental role is when it comes to their children's education. It's often the thought that it's the parental role to financially provide for the children, and the educational role is held solely by the teacher. With this in mind, it is crucial that parental involvement start with teacher-parent communication. The next section here addresses teacher-parent communication, ideas that work. The first one is doing lunch. Many teachers find that parents resist events at school, and therefore they invite parents to education nights at places like McDonald's. While the parents are at the location of choice, the teachers hold impromptu conferences. Second is giving parents real power through teacher training sessions. This means that the teachers invite the parents to a teacher training session where they help create guidelines for schoolwork. Third is making house calls. Teachers have found it to be effective in some cases to visit the homes of the students and the parents. Fourth is holding parents accountable. Teachers have found it very effective to create contracts or pledges with the parents. An example of a contract is having the parent sign an agreement to read a certain amount of hours to their children each week. Last is giving the parents talking points. And with the use of the internet and voicemail, many teachers have been leaving messages for the parents regarding the current activities going on in the classroom. As you can see, parental involvement often needs to start with positive teacher-parent communication. Parental involvement is proven to increase emotional, behavioral, and testing outcomes. The final section here addresses evidence-based outcomes of parental involvement. According to Morse, August, Bacon, Bone, Steel, Cray, and Quadros, when Professor Joyce Epstein tracked 700 children, the students required to discuss their language arts homework with a family member resulted in higher grades and more enthusiastic writers. Second, according to Kim, studies show that reading to young children aids their literacy development. Third, according to Kim, the academic advantage for those parents who were highly involved in their education averaged about 0.5 to 0.6 of a standard deviation for overall educational outcomes, grades, and academic achievement. Fourth, according to Kim, children of parents who were involved in school-related activities for 3 or more years completed more years of school compared to peers of less involved parents. Last, parental involvement has been shown to reinforce positive attitudes about homework and school learning and support positive perceptions of personal competence and abilities. Our children need our help. Our children deserve parental involvement. Parental involvement in children's education increases the success rate of children's academic performance. Parents need to start by utilizing healthy forms of parental involvement. Second, teachers need to encourage teacher-parent communication. And last, children should reap the many benefits of parental involvement. With this in mind, notice the picture at the bottom of the board. It helps depict that increased parental involvement will surely equate to more well-rounded and successful children. Now I'd like to take this time to entertain questions from the audience. Sir?
Where as a parent can I start to get involved?
Well, I'd start by communicating with your child's teacher about what he or she would recommend. Your child may have specific areas in his or her studies that need special attention. I would then get yourself fully engaged in your child's homework and let your child know that you are there to support them. Anyone else? Sir?
As a grandparent, I would like to take a more active role in my grandchildren's education, but I am not a high school graduate. How can I help with my grandchildren's homework?
Well, please don't be discouraged that you don't have a high school diploma. First, I encourage you to feel free to communicate with your grandchildren's teacher so they can give you direction. And second, I would suggest that you take your grandchildren to the library and let them pick out books and read to them. This effort will increase their literacy and self-confidence.